Hello, good morning and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you're welcome. Please take the front seat, okay? My name is Chima and I'm a Nigerian living in South Africa. So on this channel I put out beauty related content. I put out beauty related vlogs as well here on this channel, and I also put out lifestyle content. Lifestyle, I mean showcasing my life here in South Africa, and whatever it is that I get up to, I talk about my stay here in South Africa as well. So if this is something you will love, or you want to support my channel, please definitely subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already. So in today's video we are collaborating once again, and I'm still collaborating with my sister, who is Cherished Olivia TV here on YouTube. I'm just gonna leave her name on the screen so that you can go watch what she has to say in today's video as well. So today's video is we talking about how living in South Africa has changed me, you know. And this topic is it's kind of dear to my heart. It brings a lot of emotions, and you know, I will not hesitate to talk about it all in this video. So keep on watching, guys. Before I go into, you know, in depth of how it has changed me, I would like to say it has affected me both emotionally and psychologically, physically, you know, a lot of ways it has affected me. And I will not go about saying how South Africa has changed me if I do not, you know, first of all state how it affected me initially when I moved here, when I moved to South Africa. Like, this video is not planned. I'm just gonna be speaking the way I feel, you know, throughout this video. So it affected me initially emotionally, guys. It affected me emotionally. When I first arrived, emotionally I was feeling excited, I was happy. That was the first feeling I got, you know, leaving Nigeria. I got that feeling of excitement. I was happy that I'm coming to be with my husband, because we got married and I stayed for a year. Yeah, a year in Nigeria before moving to South Africa. So I felt that, you know, happiness and excitement, you know. So after that excitement faded away, I would say that was about a month after, the excitement faded, and I was like, oh, I started feeling a bit of frustration. That was what I felt at that point. I was feeling a bit of frustration, because I'm like, okay, this is a new environment. And when I moved to South Africa, I only stayed in Pretoria for a few days, and my husband took me to Limpopo. And taking me to Limpopo, he took me to let me just say a village in Limpopo. I'm not saying villages are bad, but I grew up in Lagos and I also went to school in Owerri, so it's not like a village, you know. I'm also a village girl, don't get me wrong. Obviously many people, when they come to South Africa, they stay in the cities, but I came to South Africa and I moved straight to the village. Okay, that by the way, after the frustration was over, I started coping as well. And in the first 6 months I started feeling a sense of, you know, you can do this is something you can do. I started giving myself that courage that yes, I can do this. I started realizing that I can do it. So that is how my journey began here in South Africa. And now I'm gonna talk about how the country has changed me. It's changed me in many ways. Firstly, it challenged me. That's the first thing it did. It challenged me. It challenged me to make new friends. It challenged me to learn new language. It challenged me to adapt to the new environment that I found myself. Prior to coming to South Africa, I've never lived in maybe a place away from home. I would say I've lived within my country, because I know I did my youth service and I stayed away from home for a year. I didn't stay with my family, but that was within Nigeria, and I adapted so fast with the culture of that place. But here it challenged me to open up, you know, be open to mingle with people, because when I came to South Africa, in less than 3 months I started my business, I started my shop. So I didn't understand the language, and of course, if you're here in South Africa, you should know that here in South Africa we embrace the South African language a lot. Even we embrace South African language more than English. And you know, there in Limpopo as well, people hardly come to you and start speaking English to you immediately, unless you tell them that, oh please, I cannot understand what you're saying. Yeah, they will now, you know, adjust and speak English. So my day-to-day activities changed basically when I moved here. My day-to-day activities changed. While I was back home, my routine was so different, but when I came here, everything changed. You know, it really challenged me, and that's the first and number one thing South Africa did. South Africa has helped me gain independence. Like, it has helped me gain a lot of independence when it comes to doing my things myself, when it comes to solving my problems myself. If I was back home, I know a lot of problems that I've encountered, you know, I would have, you know, sought for help around. You know, I have family members in Nigeria, I have relatives. You know, when my mom was alive, I know if I was in Nigeria, if I got little problem, even in my marriage or in my relationship, I would run to her. But there are some things that I keep to myself now, that moving to South Africa helped me and changed that part of me. You know, like, I don't know if it is the distance or if it is, I don't know what it is, but I know it has helped me gain a lot of independence. I do a lot of things on my own right now. I'm a woman of my own, although my husband is there to help and to guide and to assist me. But I know there are a lot of things that I've done independently without depending on anyone, without calling on siblings, without calling on aunties and uncles. So it has really helped me. South Africa changed my perspective of life, or my perspective of the world. It really changed my perspective about life. You know, when you're in Nigeria, sometimes life could be very fast, especially if you're in Lagos. Life could be very fast, like fast paced. But when I moved here, it was not fast, guys, and I started adapting as well. It brings me back to, you know, trying to adapt, because I lived in a place whereby, you know, it's a little bit fast. Everything is fast paced. But when I moved here, I started trying to, you know, change that habit, change that perspective of how I see the world, basically. So, and you know, I didn't move to Johannesburg. I know if I moved to maybe Joburg, somewhere in Joburg, I would have continued with that kind of, you know, lifestyle, but I had to change. It changed me totally. South Africa has changed me also in terms of, you know, minding my business. I mind my business a lot. Like, if I was minding my business 50% while I was back home, I'm minding my business 99.9% living here in South Africa. South Africa shapes you to really mind your business. Even if you're living in the rural areas, it doesn't really matter that much. It doesn't really matter that much, because people mind their business. Basically, they don't come into your matter, unless maybe to South Africans is different. But to me, as a foreigner, it is absolutely, like, it changed my life for good. Back home, you know, we have friends, family could come and visit anytime. You can just be sitting in your house and a family member walks in, you get it. But somebody do not just visit you without telling you that he or she is coming. You know, you cannot just wake up one morning and, you know, go knock on people's door and say, hey, I came to visit you. People are here minding their business. People are here, you know, servicing the work that pays them. So it has changed my perspective in that aspect. Moving on from my own personal experience, so when it comes to how South Africa has changed the way I think, South Africa has changed the way I see the healthcare system. South Africa has changed the way I see, you know, how things are being done. So while I was still in Nigeria, or I grew up in Nigeria, basically, I see the way things are being done back home. And here in South Africa, everything changed for me when it comes to the queuing system, when it comes to the healthcare system as well. It has changed the way I see things. General. I don't want this video to actually be very long. I just wanted to state facts and the things that South Africa has done to me and how it has changed me. So I'm just gonna run through the other things that I have on my list, because I've done culture shock here living in South Africa. I've done a lot of topics here on my channel about living in South Africa, and so South Africa has changed me when it also comes to in terms of bargaining. Guys, I don't bargain no more. I don't do those things anymore. Initially, even back home, I'm not even, you know, a bargaining person, but moving here, I've stopped it, and I've stopped it totally. I don't do that anymore. And I don't go to the I don't go to the market often anymore the way I used to back home. Any small thing, you go to the market. Here you buy your things in bulk because you don't even have time, you know. You don't even have that. You don't have the luxury of time to do all those things. So I don't go to the market no more like the way I used to. And when it comes to the food, now I eat all South African food. I eat everything. It has changed me. And normally I don't really I'm not a selective person when it comes to food I eat, but here in South Africa it changed me and changed my perspective of selecting food. I eat everything and anything. And South Africa has changed me in terms of partying, guys. Like when it comes to going for parties, when it comes to attending weddings, you know, all those stuff. I don't attend no party anymore. I don't go to any party anymore. I rarely do that. I'm not gonna lie. And last but not the least, this is just the things I could remember in this video, guys. I have stopped, you know, being closed-minded. I am very open-minded. South Africa has taught me how to be open-minded, how to be non-judgmental. Like, I do not judge no one. I do not judge anyone, because people are going through their own stuff, so I have no right to judge them. Because back home, I know that Nigerians could be a little bit judgmental when it comes to a lot of things, but I've just with that part of my, you know, that part of me that I used to have when I was in West Africa, I've erased it. I'm now very open-minded to new things. I'm very open-minded to new people, to new relationship, you know. Yeah, and that will be all for this video, guys. I hope I touched on a lot of things. I touched on the healthcare system, queuing aspect, the educational aspect as well. It has really changed my perspective, knowing that here in South Africa a lot of things are being done orderly, not the way it used to. It is back home, not used to be, because it's still like that in some areas. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Remember, this is a collaboration video, and I'm collaborating with my sister, Cherished Olivia TV, here on YouTube. Please do not forget to go watch her video. I'm going to leave a link of her video down in this description box so that you can, you know, watch her content as well. I would also love to hear what South Africa has done to her, how it has changed her and all that stuff. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you very soon in my next one. Bye.